What is up, everypone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at another My Little Pony Horror AU, and this one looks really cool. This one looks like it's super well done, and it's very informative based upon the story. I do not know the name of this, but I would assume it's this, My Little Pony, the voice of the Verdant. I'm not exactly certain, but I would assume that's what it is from the thumbnail of the one thing down here. Now, I came across this AU a little while ago. I don't really know much about it, but I am looking forward to getting into it and seeing what I've been missing out on when it comes to this AU, because it looks super well done. And this creator here on TikTok looks to be a very talented artist. So I'm actually pretty excited to get into this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But I also want to say this. Thank you guys for the very kind comments that I received on yesterday's video. I really appreciate everyone's support and everything for getting to the point of where I'm at today. And I understand things have definitely slowed a lot when it comes to like the trend of like My Little Pony horror AUs or AUs in general, or this or that, you know. It happens. It does. But it's okay. I'm just going to have fun regardless, kind of do whatever I want to do. So, let's jump into this AU. Oh yeah, before we jump into this, I'm going to say this in the beginning of the video, so I don't have to say it at the end. Make sure to check out the description down below. There's the link to the Spotify, so you can check out my music. I would really appreciate that, because I'm trying to get myself out there as an artist. My Discord server link is down there, which right now we're promoting Riku's Tavern, but me and Mandy are also currently working on another server that's going to be like an updated new version, and I'm really excited to get that out there. It's gonna take time. All I'm gonna say is welcome to the castle when the time comes. But let's jump into this AU and see what we've been missing out on. So here's what we got. This says, I'm gonna read the bio first, you know, just to like make anything clear. Human AU infection AU. Applejack, now the sheriff of Ponyville, has taken it upon herself to protect and serve her community as Equestria falls to the infected. She has turned Sweet Apple Acres into a refuge, where Granny Smith provides what little food they have to the uninfected survivors. Separated from her friends, Applejack ventures deep into the Everfree forest, searching desperately for Zecora, who may hold the key to a cure. However, her greatest heartbreak came when Apple Bloom insisted on joining her and fell victim to the sickness. Now, Applejack wears her sister's bow around her neck, a constant reminder of her loss and the promise to keep fighting. Wow, that is extremely informative, but let's take a look here. Applejack. Applejack has stepped up as Ponyville's sheriff, becoming a symbol of resilience and stability. Turning her family farm into a refuge, Applejack shelters survivors in the barn, providing them with whatever food Granny Smith can spare. Now, Applejack wears Apple Bloom's signature bow around her neck, a constant reminder of the little sisters she couldn't save. Oh, that's sad. Oh, that's sad. Why? Why is that so sad? Okay. Next up, we have another bio here. I'm looking at this image. This looks really cool, by the way. Pinkie Pie Stage 1 Infection. When the plague struck, Pinkie was in town square. By the way, I'm reading the bio. When the plague struck, Pinkie was in the town square, joyfully playing with the children. Instead of fleeing, she prioritized saving them, ensuring their safety while sacrificing her own. Realizing she was infected, Pinkie locked herself inside the bakery before the disease could fully take hold. Determined to protect those outside, when her friends finally found her, the infection had transformed her into something unrecognizable. Her once cheerful energy had turned into uncontrollable, hyper-violent tendencies, forcing them to restrain her for everyone's safety. This looks really, really cool. Pinkie Pie. Status, Stage 1 Infection. When the plague struck, Pinkie was in the town square joyfully, playing with the children. Instead of fleeing, she prioritized saving them. Yeah, we already went over that. Realizing she was infected, she locked herself inside the bakery before the disease could fully take hold. When her friends finally found her, the infection had transformed her into something unrecognizable. She basically turned into a hyper-violent, tendency-like individual. So I think it's just going to say everything within the story in the bios. So I think we can ignore the bios because it just adds on unnecessary amounts of time to this video. But I'm going to keep it in for what we read so far. Okay. What's the difference between this? I'm a little... Is this like, oh. So you can see Pinky here. Something changes. It's like her clothes partially changed. And as you can see, there's like some pink down here. I don't know. It's the same thing. Same image. So, I'm going to read this because I feel like the bio says the same thing. And if it doesn't, I do apologize. I'll look at it in my spare time and try to make updates to this video as time goes forward. Twilight Sparkle. With Celestia and Luna gone, Twilight has been officially appointed as Equestria's leader, working tirelessly to establish new safe havens across the land. Determined to end the plague, she obsessively studies ancient texts in Star Swirl's library, searching for anything that could lead to salvation. Her research uncovers a potential remedy, prompting her to send Fluttershy into the Everfree Forest to retrieve crucial ingredients. However, it's been a while since anyone has seen her. Great, they probably killed Fluttershy. And there's like a slight art change here. Hold on, I'm looking here. This image, it like gets rid of her glasses. The artwork is super well done, by the way. Like, props to the artist here. And I think their name is Nico, but I'm not too sure. But I'm just going to say it because it says it under their profile in the top right corner. Good shit, Nico, honestly. Fluttershy. Despite Twilight's hesitation, Fluttershy insisted on venturing into the Everfree Forest to gather herbs for a potential cure. Careful but compassionate, she cautiously collected the needed remedies, her gentle nature guiding her through the eerie wilderness. Deep within the forest, she heard the cries of a wounded deer. Wistful, is that you? Sorry, I had to do that as a joke. Rushing to help, she failed to notice the twisted roots growing from its body, until it bit her. As the infection took hold, she wandered aimlessly, unable to find her way back. Exhausted, she finally collapsed near a quiet river, clinging to the fading hope that someone would come looking for her. So, what you're saying is Twilight is not Twilight, but Fluttershy screwed. Yeah, that's basically what you're implying. Okay. Oh, Rainbow Dash looks cool here, and she's protecting Scootaloo. How cute. Rainbow Dash. With the world in chaos, the Wonderbolts have shifted from aerial performers to Equestria's frontline defense, protecting survivors from the infected. Determined to find her missing friend, Rainbow Dash ventured deep into the Everfree Forest. As she navigated the dense woods, she unknowingly inhaled the invisible spores, which clung to her lungs and began their slow, insidious takeover, starting at the extremities. At first, it was just a headache and fatigue, but soon faint whispers echoed in her mind. Familiar voices calling her name, urging her to stop fighting. Recognizing the signs of infection, she refused to let it consume her. Without hesitation, she severed her arm. To replace her loss, Twilight crafted a powerful, mechanical arm, enhancing Rainbow's strength and speed beyond anything she had before. Scootaloo, devastated by Applebloom's death and Sweetie Belle's departure, stays by Rainbow's side, looking up to her as both a protector and the last remnant of her old life. And she protects Scootaloo. That's so cute, but so sad, dude. My goodness. I really like this artwork, by the way. This is really well done. My goodness. Alright. Rarity. Hello, Rarity. Seeing the devastation of Applebloom's death, Rarity became overwhelmed with fear for her own sister. Though she had not always been the perfect sibling, She swore to protect Sweetie Belle at any cost. The infection had not yet spread for outside Ponyville, so Rarity and bought tickets straight to Manhattan. Despite Sweetie Belle's desperate pleas to stay with Scootaloo, Rarity said no. Before leaving, she made a solemn promise to Twilight to do whatever she could to help combat the virus. Even from afar, she refused to be powerless. Working tirelessly day and night, she designed protective gas masks and armor-weaving enchantments into the very fabric she created, hoping that one of her designs would shield ponies from the bites and spores. She sent her prototypes to Twilight, praying for a breakthrough, but each attempt failed. And once again, the art is fantastic. Although if we pay attention to this artwork, let's look at some detail here, right? Get a little bit of fun stuff in here. As you can see, Rarity is working really hard with her materials, all the stuff she has to create the stuff to send to Twilight. And if you look in the back, you see Sweetie Belle, who doesn't exactly look the happiest, but you also got to understand Rarity just wants to protect her. But the thing that makes this image so freaking sad is Sweetie Belle's holding what appears to be two little dolls, and you can see clearly one of them being Apple Bloom, but if you look at the coloration next to it, it looks like she has one of Scootaloo as well, which makes me truly think, did Rarity design her those dolls for comfort so she couldn't see her friends? My God, this is a little heartbreaking. It really shows that Rarity cares, but Sweetie Belle really just misses her friends. And unfortunately, Scootaloo's okay from what we've seen, but not Apple Bloom. Now, My Little Pony AU Voice of the Verdant. This says it's like a compilation or something, but the Voice of the Verdant. The infection's origin remains unknown, but it first emerged from the depths of the Everfree Forest. Slowly, it began creeping outward, spreading through the wilderness until it reached the closest town, Ponyville. This plague spreads in two terrifying ways: through airborne spores released from the twisted leaves and branches of infected creatures, or through direct contact with the saliva of those already lost to the disease. The infection's purpose is cruelly simple. It reclaims the living, returning them to the earth in a grotesque cycle of decay and rebirth. It will not stop until only the Verdant remains. Stage 1. Stage 1 begins the infection's hold as the victim hears haunting whispers, urging them to submit or turn violent, depending on their nature. Roots emerge from their hands and lower body, creeping into their veins as fatigue sets in. Their mind becomes clouded, struggling between reality and the infection's influence. Amputation of an infected limb can delay the spread, but it is only a temporary reprieve. The infection lingers, waiting to take hold again. The stronger the victim's will, the slower the infection progresses, allowing them to fight it off for longer. Though, still themselves, they feel an unsettling pull, an inevitable descent into something unrecognizable. So reading this, that makes me think Fluttershy is basically screwed, Rainbow Dash is screwed. That would explain why Apple Bloom was also screwed, and basically anyone, any human / pone who has the infection is screwed, meaning you can delay the virus, but it's always going to be there. It just slows the spread of the virus, which makes this infection look so much more dire for the characters to try to find a cure, because it's going to end up killing pones left and right, and that's really sad. Stage 2. Oh boy, that looks so heartbreaking, dude. Why? Stage 2 tightens the infection's grip as wooden growths spread, hardening the skin and entwining with flesh. Movements become sluggish, stiff, and unsteady. The infected weaken as roots burrow deeper, draining their strength. Some collapse, their bodies slowly merging with the earth. The whispers in their head grow distant, yet constant. No longer tempting or taunting, but simply waiting, guiding them towards the inevitable. Their mind fades, slipping between awareness and emptiness. They become non-responsive, their voices reduced to faint murmurs or strained breaths. This is the calm before the storm. This stage has no contagious factors, no spores, aggressive behaviors, or bites. The infection is nearly complete, waiting for its final transformation, and you can just see Applejack hugging Applebloom in tears, which is so sad, dude. So sad. Stage 3, oh my god. Stage 3 is the final surrender, where the infected cease to be individuals and become part of the land itself. Their bodies stiffen completely as the wooden growths overtake them, skin turning to bark, limbs twisting into gnarled branches. Their legs root into the ground, anchoring them in place as they become lifeless husks of what they once were. Any remnants of their former selves fade away. Their breath stills, and their voices are silenced. The whispers that once tormented them are gone. Now just eerie, hollow trees. They stand frozen in time, their presence a grim reminder of the infection's grip. The wind rustles through their branches, carrying the echoes of a world that could not be saved. And then you just see Applebloom, gone, turning into nature itself, a tree. Which you would expect Fluttershy to be happy because she loves trees, but I would not expect that's the case because this is a really heartbreaking AU. What is with these super depressing and sad AUs? I don't know. And then we have the information on the characters: Pinkie, Applejack, Twilight, Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, Rarity. You know, stuff we've already looked at, but it definitely adds more to it. Now, oh, this is like a speed paint on how they drew Pinkie? Okay. Damn. They really know what they're doing with this art. You got to give them credit for that. That's crazy. Oh my god, we got something on Discord. Discord and Fluttershy. Discord had been searching for Fluttershy for days, scoring every inch of the Everfree forest, desperate for any sign of her. Deep in the forest where no pony had ever dared to go, he finally found her. She sat motionless, her body entwined with roots, the earth slowly pulling her in. The air was thick, suffocating, and whispers curled around him, soft, eerie, with no clear source. He reached for his magic to whisk her away. Nothing happened. The energy here was different, resisting him. Dread coiled in his chest. If his magic was useless, this place had to be crucial to Twilight's research. He tore at the roots with his bare hands, ignoring their resistance, and wrenched her free. Herbs in her hand, the unnatural weight of the forest pressed down on him as he carried her away, pushing forward until at last the suffocating force lifted. Only then could he teleport, vanishing with Fluttershy in his arms, praying he wasn't too late. And if you look at it, it looks like it's definitely close to that point because you see him struggling, trying, and it looks like there's some blood in the water here. And you just see Fluttershy with all these roots attached to her, and I can tell from the look in Discord's face, he's not pleased. As a matter of fact, probably very upset. Now we have, oh, this is just spring break commissions. Does this have anything to do with the story? I mean, it does have some things, but like I said, if you guys want to take a look at that, definitely feel free to check out their account in the description down below. And I think that's basically everything here. Is that everything? Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I think that's basically everything, because the rest appears to be like art and stuff like that. But I gotta say, for being an AU, this is a super well done AU. The art is absolutely fantastic. The wordplay that puts the story together is super well thought through. And I honestly think this is one of the better AUs I've seen. And I want to make something clear. If I ever look at anyone's AUs, whether it being My Little Pony based or based upon another show or anything in general, if I criticize anything, it's not to be super negative. It's actually to help the creator understand the flaws of their AU, to help them try to think about it, put a little bit more time in, and to help them make a better AU. I've definitely received comments where some people took it as me being super hateful towards people, which I understand. There's definitely a lot of people who could look at it or take it out of context or look at it from a completely different perspective. But when it comes to like spelling errors, which by the way, this AU had no spelling errors whatsoever. Like everything about this AU was basically perfection personified in the form of an MLP Horror AU. So this one is very nice, very good. And I definitely recommend you guys keep tabs on this account, because if any more of this story comes out, I would love to read it, because this is a super well done story. Absolutely fantastic. But like I was saying, I do not try to spread hate towards anyone when it comes to spelling errors. First of all, I also mentioned in many videos that I understand some people could have things such as dyslexia, where it could be a little bit difficult for them, or they could be younger and still learn the English language, or they could be foreign and try to make the AU in English, and it's a little difficult. So I don't really judge, I just call things out to try to help the creators make it a little bit better. And it's nothing to be hateful, it's only to spread criticism and spread positivity at the end of the day. So if you guys want to check out this AU for yourselves, it'll be linked in the description down below. I definitely recommend you guys take a look, because this one is fantastic, absolutely stunning in almost every way, shape, and form. And for quite some time now, my favorite AU for a bit was the Crystal Flower Infection. It actually might be this one. This one's super impressive. So, hey, new favorite AU 2025. We're only in July, you know, so hey, it is what it is. Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Dislike if you didn't. It's completely okay either way. I really don't mind. And it's up to you guys at the end of the day. And if you guys really enjoyed the content, hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button. You can either put it on personalized or all. That's up to you guys, truthfully. Oh, I was about to sneeze, but I wasn't too certain. But if you guys decide to hit the bell icon or even subscribe, let me explain why it's good for us in both ways. On one hand, I give you guys content that keeps you all entertained. And on the other hand, you guys keep the channel going stronger and better than ever. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Mandy's okay. She's just coughing. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.